Now, let's go back home to Namibia, your country. It is facing a devastating drought at the moment. Are you surprised how devastating it has been in the region?
Yes, truly devastated, because this time we usually have drought because lack of grains, lack of food. But this time is strongly indicating how parched, how dry the soil has come. That even before I left home, I have to instruct the Office of the Prime Minister, the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister, and the Minister responsible for Works and Transport, as well as the Minister responsible for Agriculture and Water, to make sure that trucks continue to deliver water. Because where we are drilling, this water is salty. The pipes we have tried to connecting from the source of water, the pressure is not enough, and the only way left was to make sure that we deliver water by trucks. And that is the driest type of drought you can have, when you can no longer deliver water to your people. So it is very dry, but we are looking forward that rain soon will come, and people will start doing what they know how to do best, to grow their millet, sorghum, maize, and to have their own lives come to their normal position.
Yeah. Now, one of the response to climate change has been developing green hydrogen projects like the Hyphen project you are developing in Namibia with the Germans. How do you respond to critics who say the project is creating new problems, including environmental problems?
It's the first time I'm hearing that version. Okay?
Critics are saying that, so how do you want to respond to them?
No, I'm saying it's the first time I heard the criticism in that direction.
Okay.
Okay. In the first place, we need to decarbonize the world. That's very clear. The things we are doing, pumping every gas into the air, will not continue to help us. Okay? The number of cars, the number of planes, the trains and ships we have, they are pumping toxic gases into the air. So we need to lower that. How do we lower it? By using the available energies from sun and from wind. And as I said in the meeting, we find ourselves to have the highest rate of sun ray because we have a desert country. We have the water, we have the harbors. And companies, I was talking to the Chancellor of Germany right now, he's saying they are committed to buy the green hydrogen or ammonia from us, a combination of green hydrogen and ammonia from us. It is their companies that are coming there to produce this because they have the technology, they have the know-how, they have the finances, and they have the market in their own country. And anybody else who thinks that we are the one who are going to pollute the air, something is not right. Something is not working. We are committed to this project. We are committed to this program. Even for the first time, we're having our engineers and architects and technical people coming to German universities to learn how to handle those industries. And we are proud of that. We are ahead of many other countries. We are working with South Africa. We are working with other African countries. We are also working with any other country in the world that want to cooperate with us. It's not only Germany who is involved in the green hydrogen with us. Belgium, the Belgian king of all things, came to Namibia because of that, and his host. I was invited to the Kingdom of the Netherlands. I had 30 minutes with their king. The main item and the main reason why I was invited is that I am here now. We are talking about sustainable development. We want the South and the North to work together.
Absolutely.
So that we can develop, so that our people can have schools, can have clinics, and to produce our own food. to utilize our water for the benefit of our own country, to use even the water from the sea, desalinate it, give it to our people, and also people to have enough water for their own gardens.
Mm-hmm. Now, you just mentioned a couple of countries that you're partnering with, mm-hmm. but you have Germany as well as a partner. Mm-hmm. You still have the question of the reparations for the genocide during colonial times. What do you want Germany to do?
Now you really come to the real question. It's not what you are asking me, what do I want Germany to do? That's not the correct question.
What could be the correct question?
The correct question is, when you do something wrong and you recognize that you have done something wrong, what do? You make sure that you stretch your hand to the person you have wronged. If you are a strong person of a goodwill, you apologize. Mm-hmm. And you facilitate to remove the wrongs that have been done. And that's what we have been negotiating. Mm-hmm. First, we have to talk to the German to agree that what was done is genocide. It took time, but now on both sides we agree that it is genocide that was done. Then the issue of the apology, they never doubted that. They said they are ready to apologize. Okay? What has been is, how do you compensate life lost? Mm-hmm. Lives lost not only in the fighting, but in the concentration camps. Not only in the concentration camp, removing all their land and all their cows and other properties. To weigh that, what was lost and what could be done now, has been quite a challenge. But we think with goodwill, we can find a formula, not a perfect one, but at least a formula to indicate that the wrong had been recognized and atonement or reparation has been done. And it can also be done in one year. It has to be done step by step so that the community feel vindicated, that their demand for reparation, their demand for the wrong that have been done. Some of the process we are going to do is that when we have agreed, the majority of the funds will be used to buy back some of the farms so that the people who lost the land will get their land. Okay? We have a constitution which says you cannot take property from somebody which is registered in their name without compensation. So we use some of this German money to buy some of those land so that at least the community can have a place that they can call their own. Then we have certain institutions that have to be strengthened. We have certain development. The issue of water, we have already mentioned. The issue of institutions, schools, clinics, hospitals, churches, or places of worship, community halls. What are they going to do? The road network, the creation of places where people can come and practice their culture. All those things have to be done. It has to be done, but specifically in the areas where these crimes were committed. The central Namibia and southern Namibia specifically.
And some affected communities, Nama and Herero, have complained of not being adequately consulted on this issue. As you say, it's all in people's hands. Would you say that has been a failure on the government's part?
First of all, it is the community started indicating or demanding, as I said. The community started that. But how do you negotiate anything? You can't have every Namibian coming to Germany to negotiate and every German person coming to Namibia to negotiate. You have to negotiate within the authority of a state. Okay? So we we have been talking to our traditional leaders. But in every community, democracy is democracy. You will always have different views. But that does not mean we have not consulted them. They know what we are doing. Even before I left home, they knew I was coming to Germany. But I did not come here to negotiate. I came here to attend this Hamburg Sustainability Conference. But we also used the opportunity then to meet. And not only me and the Chancellor, but with our teams. Nothing is secret, nothing is being covered. We are ready to serve our people and the people from all our communities.
But Your Excellency, would you say there could be a problem of a power imbalance when trying to negotiate with a wealthy nation that you also need as a development partner?
Yeah, that's a fair question. That's a fair question. But we have indicated to our German friends, right from the beginning, that whatever or wherever they have helped us in the past or continue to help us now in terms of the development of our country, that is a separate thing. The issue of genocide has to be addressed on its own merit and in its own account. And the institution that will be created to rectify what was lost, what was destroyed, will have to have its own institution to do those things. So that should not be a compensation that we help you to build a school and therefore we cannot give you the money for reparation.
Is that clear?
Reparation is a different case.
Is that clear on the German part?
Very clear. I'm saying it now while I'm Germany, while I am in Germany.
Okay, now your country recently tightened entry requirements for countries that require Namibians to have visas. Do you think the visa requirements from these Western nations are unfair?
Yes, we tighten it because they are the one who started some of these rules. Reciprocity is very, very important rule. I stretch my hand. The only way to shake your hand is that you have also to stretch your hand. We cannot have our citizens as Namibians, even those with diplomatic passport and official passport, coming here subjected to indignities. They are treated as if they are coming from a country with leprosy. No. And that is the thing we have at the very beginning we have already declared. People coming from countries that have tourists, business people, they can come to Namibia without a visa. But when we come to their countries, you are demanded visa, and you even have to pay for the visa. To pay for the visa for what? I'm the one coming to your country, and I have to pay for the visa to visit your country. Is your street made up, paved with gold, or what? So we are not saying people should not come to Namibia. We are saying, since you treat our citizens that way, we will also demand from your citizens. When they come, we will give them visa. We are even kind. We give you visa on arrival, but pay for it. Up to now, they have not yet started paying. The Ministry of Home Affairs will decide when they should start now.
And Namibia is also grappling with economic challenges, including high unemployment, rising public debt, and a dependency on mining and agriculture. What new policies are needed to diversify the economy, in your opinion?
You have already indicated, we have been discussing here the issue of new industries, green hydrogen and ammonia. We have mining company that is doing that. We are training our people in higher technology so that they are able to do the work themselves. And once you have one engineer, you have to have a number of technical people. You don't do those things. We are trying to improve our education system to be efficient, to be effective, and that the money we are using on education truly produce results. And those people are able to build and expand their economy.
Now, you're speaking of mining. Namibia's mining and exploration boom is what we want to talk about now. It seems that every week a new mine is being opened or an exploration license is being granted in Namibia. However, there are a number of mining and exploration interests that could have long-lasting impacts on the Namibian communities. How can Namibians know for sure that their way of life can be improved and at the very least not disrupted by these new extractive activities conducted by foreign companies?
Mining did not start yesterday in Namibia. Even before the arrival of the Germans in Namibia, we already have a copper mine in an area called Tsumeb, somewhere in the north. Okay? We were already mining copper before the arrival of the Europeans. So that town still exists. That town is still even processing copper from other countries, for that matter. So mining should not be used as a scarecrow. Now that we have the minerals, they are saying don't mine. What do they do? What did they do in their own country? Which country prevented a country from mining its own resources? So we have environmental regulations and rules that indicate a process first to be followed before you start mining, and a process to be followed when you are closing your mines. We have diamonds that have been being mined in Namibia for a long time now, for a long, long time, and they have been able to facilitate that the land is brought to the level of nature, that there are no holes where people can just fall in or their animals can fall in. Those are things we are taking care of. But if you have lithium this year, you have money. If you have gold this year, you have money. If even gold is even more expensive than petroleum, if we can produce our gold and market it, we'll get our resources. And those resources, we have a duty to make sure that it is used for the benefit of all Namibians. Not some, not few, but all.
Now, Your Excellency, as we conclude, elections are...
I hope so, now that we conclude.
I'll add more questions if you say that.
No. Okay.
Elections are in a few weeks, and what prediction do you have to make for SWAPO, which is your party, with your deputy Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, a female president, could be at the head of the country for the first time in 2025. What would this mean for Namibia, having a female president?
Okay. Now the best question is the last one. But prediction, politicians should not predict elections.
Let's give it a go.
No. I'm not going to predict election, because the only thing that matters is the result of the election, when the people themselves, the sovereign, have decided for which party to vote and for which candidate to vote. And the figures will be there to tell the story.
Okay.
Okay? The candidate, she's not the only candidate who is a female. There is another party whose candidate is also a lady. Okay. She's also a well-educated lady. Both of them qualified, but even when the two of you are qualified, some people are more qualified than others. So that's fine, okay? The candidate of my party, Comrade Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, is somebody who started her struggle in the 70s, demonstrating as a student, living in Namibia in 1974, 75, 74 specific, getting into exile, getting assignment from the SWAPO party. He represented SWAPO party in Dar es Salaam, in Lusaka. She is one of the chair people for Beijing, for the Beijing women. Okay. She has been involved. She was the first woman. We did not have the Ministry of Women Affairs, but we have first started with the department. She started with that. She was the first Deputy Minister of International Relations or Foreign Affairs. She served for many years as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Then she became Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation. Now she is both the Vice President of her party, because we lost our president of the party, and also the Vice President of the Republic. Nobody has more qualifications than her in terms of administration, in terms of international relations, in terms of politics, and in terms of the modern history of Namibia, who are competing now. Why should she be denied that right? So, as a person who decided not to put myself in the ring, that is the candidate I am supporting.
Was there any reason you decided not to?
For good reason and for the welfare of my people.
Absolutely. But do you mind giving us a reason why you decided not to run for presidency?
No, the process has already gone.
Okay.
The process of the party identifying a candidate, she was already identified.
Okay.
I was a vice president on the government side, not on the party side. I'm a former secretary general of the same party. I could not run and jeopardize the work already done. Plus, my age does not allow me, my family does not want me to be in the job until I can no longer do things for them or for myself, my own family. But it was done clearly. There was no need for me to run in. If there was no candidate, maybe they could have said so. But we have a candidate of the SWAPO party. Absolutely. And SWAPO rules have to follow. And we do not jump into elections for the sake of jumping into elections. We follow our party rules. And because that is the only way for the party to remain strong and to be able to win elections, not only now, but also tomorrow.
Wow, Your Excellency Nangolo Mbumba, President of Namibia, thank you so much for joining us here on DW Africa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.